Yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it. You're looking live at Cunningham Park here, where today in the MIAA Division II playoffs, the host Milton Wildcats, the top seed and defending state champions in Division II, are host to the number 32 seed Norwood Mustangs, or actually not 32, they're better than that. But the Norwood Mustangs are in town here to face the Milton Wildcats in an important Division II playoff game. Interesting matchup. The Wildcats will send Scott Longo to the mound after Owen McHugh had a tremendous performance in a 4-2 win against the North Quincy Raiders, who are the 32 seeded team in the bracket, but no longer. They're out. But now comes the Norwood Mustangs, the 2-0 victory over West Springfield on Monday, and they come in with an 11-10 record out of the Tri-Valley League. And so now they will send Jack Cropper, a major league prospect who can touch 97 miles an hour. But Coach Brendan Morrissey tells me that the Wildcats are unfazed, and they're ready to take on the challenge today here at Cunningham Park. All right, for the Norwood Mustangs, as I said, 11-10, they will come in here with the lineup. Sean Dittmeyer leading off, number 10, the first baseman. Batting second in the order, the pitcher, number 3, Jack Cropper. Number 3 in the lineup will be number 22, Quinn Burgess, the third baseman. Batting cleanup is the DH, Giacomo Seratore, and he's number 23. Batting fifth in the order, the left fielder, Jack Dwyer, number 24. Batting sixth, Zach Badger, the second baseman, number 4. Batting seventh, the catcher, Angel Oliveria, he's number 8. Batting eighth, I should say, is Sean Steves, the number 12, the shortstop. And batting ninth, Brian Dearborn, number 9, and he'll be your center fielder for the Norwood Mustangs. And so here it is, Sean Dittmeyer getting ready to step in against Sean Longo here at Cunningham Park, where we've returned after some moisture caused the switch in the lineups, and that's a big swing and miss. Oh, 0-1 count here. Longo working quickly to get that, and Dittmeyer stepping out of the box. Longo, the left-hander, gets another swing and a miss for strike 2. 0-2 the count. Little high. That'll be ball 1-2. As I mentioned on Monday, Milton was totally inundated with rain, and Coach Brendan Morrissey and his staff worked tirelessly to try and prepare the field for their opponent, North Quincy, but had to switch venues to Milton High School. And that's a swing and a miss for a strike. Strikeout for Scott Longo. All right, stepping in is Jack Cropper, the pitcher, number 3. So this is a pitcher-on-pitcher duel here. Strike 1. Scott Longo working efficiently. Longo a little high on the off speed. That'll be 1-1 the count to Cropper. Big swing and miss for Cropper. 1-2 the count. Oh, he looked it off. It was low and away in the dirt. That'll be 2-2. Longo, the left-hander, working efficiently off the mound. And we get a foul pitch. That'll be 2-2. The count remains at 2-2. Ooh, very close. Very close. It looked like it was at least within distance of the strike zone, but here it is. Longo trying to. And that's a strike, looking for Scott Longo. Strikeout number 2, out number 2 here for the Milton Wildcats. Coming in now, stepping into the plate, the third baseman, Quinn Burgess, number 22. And that's low and away on the breaking pitch. It'll be 1-0. And he quickly follows up with a strike, pounding the zone there for the first strike, bringing the count to 1-1 against Burgess. Strike 2. Longo now ahead of the batter, Burgess. 1-2 the count. Oh, what a break. Looked like he may have fouled that off, but it looked like Longo had pulled the string on that off-speed pitch. So lefty working against a lefty here, Quinn Burgess. Longo still 1-2 the count. Little seeing eye dribbler. And it looks like they got him. Oh no, he's safe. Looked like he may have gotten him, but Sean McDougal was a little off balance there, so that's a single. Fielder's choice. Infield hit there. Longo getting Burgess back to the bag here with a throw to first baseman K.J. Beckett. Swing and a miss for Giacomo Serratore. 0-1. And that fouls that off. 0-2 the count on Serratore. Thank you. Longo working, and that's a strike. Call third strike. Strikes out the side on that one. Unbelievable job by Scott Longo. Oh, that's 2. Okay. A little premature on that. 0-2 the count still? All right, here it is. That's a strikeout swinging. Okay. I wasn't premature in my celebration on that one. So great job by Scott Longo to strike out the side there. So no runs, no hits. Well, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base for the Mustangs of Norwood. And now the Wildcats will come to the plate, and they will face their fire-throwing, flame-throwing starter in Jack Cropper. And the lineup for the Wildcats, it'll be Owen McHugh, number 12, Juice, team captain, playing shortstop today after throwing 90 pitches in that first-round win against North Quincy. He'll be leading it off for the Wildcats. He'll be followed by number 13, Jimmy Fallon, the third baseman. Scott Longo, your pitcher, number 19, will be batting third. Jack Finnegan, another captain. The catcher will be batting fourth, cleanup. Fifth will be KJ Beckett, number 13, your first baseman. DHing will be number 20, Max Dunn. He'll be number 6 hitter in the order. Number 7 hitter will be Sean McDougal, the second baseman, number 4. Eighth in the order will be Reed Dexter, number 3, the right fielder. And playing left will be Harrison Hinkle, number 5, and he'll be bringing up the order from number 9 position. As I was mentioning earlier, we're back here in the friendly confines of Cunningham Park after spending Monday in the first round over at Milton High, where the Wildcats were forced to relocate the game due to the poor conditions here because of the weather, mud, and whatnot. And Wildcats got in out here. The Brendan Morrissey coaching staff put in some serious work. In fact, I saw them going earlier today, passing by. And they were out here hard at work getting this field prepared for this game. And talking to Coach Morrissey before the game, he gave a special shout-out to Mike Collins, a legendary Little League coach here in Milton, over 40 years. In fact, was one of Brendan Morrissey's coaches. Morrissey played for him, and he said he put in a lot of work along with the entire coaching staff, helping prepare Cunningham Park today for this game. All right. That's 2 quick strikes to open up the bottom half of the frame here for the Wildcats. Owen McHugh in against Cropper. McHugh was able to get a little piece of that. Cropper, as I mentioned, is a major league prospect, drawing a lot of notice with his ability, his velocity. It's 97 miles an hour. And McHugh with a hit. He got to him a little bit, and it gets thrown out on the infield. 6-3, ground out to short. I guess Owen shows that this pitcher is not unhittable, but he has shown to be 15 strikeouts in one game earlier, I guess in a conference game. Great drive. Oh, unbelievable hit by Jimmy Fallon. Fallon going around third base. Second base, he's looking for third. Fallon with the triples. Unbelievable job by the Wildcats. Fallon, look at him. He's all revved up, hyped up. Oh, boy, he just energized the Milton bench there with that deep drive to center field, a triple for the Wildcats. Well done. That was a first pitch, wasn't it? First pitch. All right, so the Wildcats now have a base runner on third. Scott Longo, the pitcher, standing in against Cropper. Cropper low and away, he's outside. Boy, let me tell you, that Milton bench is totally energized by that hit. This could be a little unnerving for the Norwood pitcher. He's starting, it looked like he's scuffling a little bit, trying to find the zone. That's going to do it. That's going to get down. That's going to get down for a hit. Longo helping his cause with a single that he legs out into a triple after the ball eluded the Norwood right fielder. So Longo in for a double. An RBI double for Longo, helping his own cause on that one. So Longo with a hit and an RBI. Unbelievable. On top of Cropper right away. Jack Finnegan now with no out, one out. Finney, the catcher. And that ball is low. It'll be 1-0. Ball 2, Cropper scuffling here after giving up a big triple to Jimmy Fallon and then an RBI blooper to right field. Oh, big hit. Jack Finnegan, he's rounding first base, sharply struck single down the line to third. So Finnegan aboard now. We got 2 men on first and second for the Wildcats, and KJ Beckett. Beckett had a big 2 RBI knock against North Quincy that helped break the game open in that tight affair, 4-2 win against the Raiders. KJ Beckett, ball, that call as a strike. It's hard to tell here. Coach Kevin Igo is in my line of sight here, so it's hard to tell what that pitch was, but Cropper, strike 2. So KJ Beckett behind in the count here, 0-2. Cropper with 1 run scored already and 2 men aboard, having given up 2 back-to-back hits, 3 back-to-back hits. And that's a pass ball that'll enable the runners to advance. Longo to third, and Jack Finnegan to second on that. So that'll be 1-2 the count. Sorry, you have to. KJ Beckett, 1-2. Beckett, oh, stings it. It looks like he's going to get on base. Safe at third. Bases are loaded. KJ Beckett with a stinger of a fielder's choice. So now the bases are loaded here for Max Dunn, the DH. Unbelievable. They went to third on that, trying to pick off Scott Longo, who had gotten back to the bag just in time to avoid the tag. Unbelievable. The Wildcats loading the bases against Cropper. Strike. Cropper dialing in now against Dunn. This is a guy who had a big reputation here as a flame-throwing major league prospect, touching 97. And that's a foul tip there, so that'll be 0-2. 1 out. The Wildcats looking like they could put up a crooked number here in the first inning. 1 away, bases loaded against Jack Cropper. Hard-throwing right-hander for Norwood. 4-1 on the season. One and two the count. Ball a little bit high up in the zone. He elevated on that one. Count goes to 2-2 now. Dunn not giving in here. One hit could really break things open here. Oh, that's in the dirt. Longo coming in. That's the misplayed. So the Wildcats will go up 2-0 on another pass ball. So the runners advance with Longo scoring a run, making it 2-0. The count is full now. Max Dunn, if he reaches it'll still be bases loaded for Sean McDougal. And it is. Max Dunn drawing a huge walk, fighting off a 0-2 count. Wildcats now still putting a lot of pressure on Cropper. McDougal batting from the port side for the Wildcats. And it takes a strike. Oh, that'll be a strike 2 on McDougal. So Finnegan right now, Jack Finnegan standing at third base, KJ Beckett at second, and Max Dunn at first. 1 out here, 0-2 count. That looked like it was a little bit outside. There was high velocity. So that'll bring the count to 1-2. Cropper scuffled. I mean, he's been ahead in the count and has allowed some guys to get hits and others to reach base, and then the pass balls have been swing and a miss. That's a foul tip, and that'll be an out. So that'll be a strikeout foul tip here for Cropper. So Reed Dexter, another left-hander, step up to the plate here. Bases are loaded. Two away here, top of the first. Two 2-0 the count here for Cropper. That's low in the zone now. Cropper struggling to locate. Reed Dexter way ahead in the count here, 3-0. Two away here with the bases loaded. Milton leading 2-0 here in the bottom of the first inning of this MIAA Division II playoff game. That's a strike. A little off-speed pitch there. Finds its mark, making it 3-1 the count. Wildcats, your defending state champions, beginning their title defense with a 4-2 win over North Quincy. Now looking to advance the next round, and that's a second strike. So Cropper not giving in, working his way from a 3-0 count to a full count here. Oh, Cropper low and missed the zone there. So he walks in a run. The bases remain loaded, and he's really scuffling here. Excuse me. Thank you. Check swing by Harrison Hinkle. Harrison Hinkle, the ninth man to get up to the plate here for the Wildcats here in this first inning, the bottom of the first. Wildcats leading 3-0 now. 3 runs scored. Jimmy Fallon, Scott Longo, and Jack Finnegan all crossing home plate here for the Wildcats in the first inning against Jack Cropper. And that's a foul pitch. That ball is still live. What are we doing here? The strikeout. Okay. They're calling it a strikeout of Harrison Hinkle. That'll end the inning. Well, the Wildcats do their damage here, scoring 3 runs here. They had 1, 2, 3 hits. Two pass balls, which are 2 errors on that one, and they left the bases loaded there with 3 aboard. But still doing damage here. Going up 3-0 against the Norwood Mustangs. And due up for the Mustangs, Jack Dwyer, the left fielder. Zach Badger, the second baseman, will be on deck, and in the hole will be the catcher, Angel Oliveria. Tremendous start for the Wildcats there. 3-0 lead here in the first inning. Doing damage against arguably one of the top pitchers in the state and a major league prospect. You know, talking to Coach Brendan Morrissey before the start of the game, he expressed that, as good as this pitcher was, that his team was not intimidated in the least. In fact, they were of the mindset, hey, bring it on. Bring it on. We're ready for the challenge. And you know what? They certainly showed that here in the first inning, getting 3 big runs and putting some incredible pressure on Jack Cropper. So now it'll be up to Scott Longo, who struck out the side. Scott Longo was dominating in that first inning. 3 strikeouts. He only allowed 1 guy to reach base, and that was on a little infield dribbler by Quinn Burgess, who reached base. So the others faced 4 batters who came to the plate. 3 went back to the dugout after striking out. So not bad for Mr. Longo. All right, Longo ready to go to work here against Jack Dwyer, the left fielder, and that's a swing and a miss. Dwyer taking his cut. Looked like he got a little bit jammed up on that one. That ball looks like it's going to fall foul, I should say. That'll be 0-2 the count. Dwyer now looking at an 0-2 count. Longo going to work, and it's a swing, and he fouls it off. 0-2 will remain. Longo working very efficiently from the port side of the mound. That'll be ball 1, so making the count 1-2 here. Jack Dwyer trying to get something going for his team, and he fouls off a pitch, making it 1-2. So Longo ahead of the count, in command right now. 3 strikeouts, only 1 base runner allowed. And that's a weak hitting, and right to KJ Beckett. He'll take it and step on the bag for the unassisted out. 3 unassisted, so that'll be out number 1 for the Mustangs. Stepping in now will be Zach Badger, the second baseman. Hey. What's going on, Billy? Billy Walsh, one of the greats. One of the greats here. And that's a weak hitting little hit. Fielded beautifully by Sean McDougal, the second baseman, for a 4-3 put out. And that'll bring up the catcher, Angel Oliveira. Number 8. Longo with a big swing and miss there. Swing and miss strike for him, making the count 0-1. Oliveira pops up to McDougal, who will make the out for the inning-ending out. Pop 4, so that'll make it 3 up and 3 down for Mr. Longo with an efficient performance here for the Wildcats. And the Mustangs, no runs, no hits, and Wildcats no errors and no one on base. So Wildcats go back to work right now against Jack Cropper, who really struggled and scuffled in that first inning, allowing 3 runs on 3 hits, 2 errors on pass balls that allowed the second run. And then, of course, big RBI knock by Scott Longo, who helped his cause after Jimmy Fallon hit a triple to deep center. Longo following up with a bloop double, or a bloop single that he legged out into a double after the right fielder for Norwood came in and tried to make Ryan Kelly. Ryan Kelly came charging up from right field as the ball was going to die, and got away from him and enabled him to reach second, and of course enabled Fallon to to score Milton's first run, and then you had a pass ball. Jack Finnegan reaching on a, I think he gets an RBI as well. Cropper with 2 walks, 1 strikeout, 3 hits so far. And he walked in a run as well, so. All right, so we'll go back to the top of the order for the Wildcats. Owen McHugh grounded out to short here in his first at-bat. I think it was a positive thing for the Wildcats because he showed that at least this pitcher could be hit. And McHugh with a big swing and miss. 0-1 the count. Well, let me tell you, there's some dark and foreboding clouds lingering overhead here at Cunningham Park. Another swing and miss. That's 0-2, right? Or that one? That's 1-1. Excuse me, 1-1 to count. Home plate umpire did not like that one. It's 2-1 on McHugh. Cropper with the off speed does not find his mark. Now 3-1. He runs the count, so now McHugh ahead in the count, and he can almost expect its fastball coming in right now. McHugh with a hit to third baseman and grounds out to third. So he just needs to ground out to first and to second, and he'll have hit for the cycle. Owen McHugh with the first out of the inning here on the ground out to third, and Jimmy Fallon will come up. Jimmy Fallon, who reached on a deep drive to center field. Big knock here. He got things going for the Wildcats, and that's in the dirt for a ball. Ball 1. Again, in the dirt, ball 2. Cropper struggling with off-speed stuff. That's a strike. Finding the zone, 2-1 against Jimmy Fallon, who is 1 for 1 here with a 1 run scored. Fallon along the third base line, and they turn it another 5-3 for the Wildcats. It's Quinn Burgess, the third baseman for Norwood, making another putout for the Mustangs, and coming to the plate, Scott Longo, the pitcher, who reached on that bloop single that he legged out into a double for an RBI that scored Jimmy Fallon with the first run, so he's helped his cause tremendously. So Longo behind the count now, 0-2. Oh, Longo fouls that off. Cropper elevated with the fastball. If he had held off of it, it might have been a ball, but you got to protect the plate, and that's precisely what Scott Longo was doing. Cropper rears back with the off-speed, and it's a swing, and he foul-tipped it. 1-2. Once again, the off speed is off the mark. Scott Longo now running the count 2-2. Cropper waving off his catcher, Oliveria. Yep, now he decides, I think they're going to go with the gas. Nope. Off speed again, off the mark. Count is full at 3-2. Got to credit Scott Longo for not giving in after falling behind early, 0-2. Now run the count full, and here comes Longo. Misses. 3-2 the count. Strike three, finally got him looking. So Scott Longo with his second strikeout of the game to end the inning here. So Milton with no runs, no hits, and there are no errors by the Mustangs with nobody aboard. But they still lead 3-0 here after 2 innings of play. So Longo doing a great job pinning down the Mustangs, not allowing very many base runners, only one base runner allowed here, and that was Quinn Burgess, the third man up, who reached on a kind of a weak dribbler infielder hit that evaded Sean McDougal and made the off balance throw to first and reached safely. So great turnout here at Cunningham Park. You know, unbelievable turnout. Look at people out in right field, all the kids here. Center field, left field. Left field, a lot of the seniors have come out. Kind of support this team, you know, opening title defense, Division II state championship. All righty, Longo getting ready to work. And stepping in now for the Norwood Mustangs, the shortstop, number 12, Sean Steves. And that'll be a first pitch ball. 1-0 the count. Swing and a miss there. Longo coming with the gas on that one for a first strike, making it 1-1. Longo again pounding the zone, just missing the mark. 2-1 the count. Three and 1 the count now to Sean Steves, the shortstop. Longo rearing back and finds his mark for a strike. Count is full now to Sean Steves. That should have been that is that a walk? I think I'm dumbfounded. Oh, that's a strikeout. Okay, strikeout number 4 for Mr. Longo. That'll bring up Brian Dearborn, the center fielder, batting ninth in the order here for the Norwood Mustangs. Longo low away. Bring up 1-0 the count. Foul tip, that'll make it 1-1 here. Scott Longo working efficiently. He retired 3 in a row the last inning, and now up to 4 in a row with the strikeout of Sean Steves. And now they count 1-1, 2-1. High, that'll make it 3-1. So Longo working hard here in the third inning. And that'll be a strike. Run the count full here. So that is a full count. Okay. My eyes didn't deceive me last time, I didn't think, but here it is, a full count. And a foul tip there that keeps Brian Dearborn alive at the plate. Oh, just missed on that one. So second base runner reaching on a ball 4. First walk issued by Mr. Longo. Brings up the top of the order now, Sean Dittmeyer, the first baseman. He struck out the first time out. Low and away on the off speed. That'll be a 1-0 count to Mr. Dittmeyer, third baseman, number 10 for the Norwood Mustangs. Dearborn leading off first base. And he sends him back. Longo throwing to first there. One and 0 to Dittmeyer. Again, Dearborn testing Longo. That's a strike. 1-1 the count. Longo looking to first base, looking to the mound. In the dirt. Jack Finnegan throws a second, and he's out! Jack Finnegan with a laser throw to Juice. Owen McHugh, that's a that's a different perspective. We've been used to seeing Owen McHugh throwing strikes to Jack Finnegan on the football field. And this time, Jack Finnegan 2-6 put out on the throw, caught stealing Brian Dearborn. Now the count 2-1. 2-2. All right, 2-2 now. 2 away, 2-2. Ball goes to third baseman Jimmy Fallon, who makes the put out. 5-3 to KJ Beckett, the Wildcats. Now with another shutout inning for Mr. Longo in the books. No runs, no hits, 1 walk, no errors, and no men on base. Great put out by Jack Finnegan to get the second out after Sean Steve struck out. And then Sean Dittmeyer grounding to third to end the inning for the Mustangs, who now trail 3-0 against the Milton Wildcats. Will be coming up to bat here in the bottom of the frame. And there will be Jack Finnegan to lead off for the Wildcats. He'll be followed by KJ Beckett. And then Max Dunn will be in the hole for the Wildcats. I take a break. All right, we're back here at Cunningham Park for this Division II playoff between the top-seeded Milton Wildcats and the visiting Norwood Mustangs. And Mr. Cropper, Jack Cropper, bouncing a first pitch offering to Jack Finnegan for ball one. Wildcats lead here 3-0, and that's a strike for 1-1. Wildcats doing their damage in the first inning when they sent 9 men to the plate. They scored 3 runs on 3 hits. Jack Finnegan. 2-1 the count. Finnegan trying to leg out at first base, gets thrown out on the ground out to short. So that'll bring up KJ Beckett, the third baseman. KJ Beckett will be headed to Bowdoin to play football for Bowdoin, and was one of the captains here for the Milton Wildcat football team for Coach Steve Dembowski that went all the way to Gillette Stadium this year. Made the state championship game, Division III. Unbelievable game that was. Ball high. So KJ looking at a 2-0 count now. And Cropper clearly continuing to scuffle here. Ooh, that was a big swing, and that was high velocity. A high velocity pitch that might have touched 97. I don't have a radar gun on me, but that's low and away, bringing up a 3-1 count to KJ Beckett, number 16, the first baseman. KJ Beckett with a sharply struck hit to short, and he'll be thrown out. Second consecutive putout made by Sean Steves, the shortstop. So the Wildcats now with 2 away. Max Dunn, the designated hitter, coming to the plate, number 20. Dunn, a big, sturdy guy. Can you ask this guy to move down? This guy, can you move it down? Can you ask him to move down? He keeps creeping up and I can't see. Can you just tell him? Yeah, thank you. Sure. Thank you. Thank you. All right, 1-0 the count to Max Dunn. Ball inside, 2-0 the count. 2-1. 2-1 the count. Thank you. Ball is high in the zone. Max Dunn there. Max Dunn now count 3-1. Max drew a walk the last time out, and that drove in Jack Finnegan with the third run to make it 3-0. And great eye by Max Dunn, drawing another walk. The third issued so far this game by Jack Cropper. So with 2 outs, 1 aboard, Sean McDougall, number 4, the second baseman, will step to the plate. And we'll have a pinch runner here for Max Dunn. The Wildcats bringing Taryn Bly, number 2. And Taryn Bly takes off, and he goes into second with no issues whatsoever. Angel Oliveira decides not to throw, so stolen base here for Mr. Bly. So McDougal taking a strike there. 1-1 the count. Terrence Bly now standing at second base, looking to third. And that's a swing and a miss for Sean McDougal. 1-2 the count. Terrence Bly, who can fly, and drawing a big lead off a second here against Cropper, drawing his attention over to second. And Cropper goes back, and that's foul tip by Sean McDougal, stays alive. The count 1-2. Bly drawing some attention, distracting Mr. Cropper on the mound. Bly takes a big lead off. Big lead off. He's almost level with the shortstop. And he's going. Bly on defensive indifference on that one. They let him go ahead and take third. Well, you know what? Wildcats say thank you very much. We'll send him to third. So now a man in scoring position at third base. Terrence Bly, the pinch runner, coming in for Max Dunn, the designated hitter. Sean McDougal now. McDougal, oh, single right up the middle past the second baseman, and that'll score Terrence Bly easily from third base. The Wildcats extending their lead to 4-0. McDougal, great piece of hitting there with that RBI single. Awesome job there by the Wildcats now to push across their fourth run with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third, and almost. McDougal sent back scrambling to first base after leading off, drawing a healthy lead off. Cropper checking first again, throws the bag, and McDougal kind of toying with him. And he's going to get thrown out, McDougal. All right, he got caught stealing there. 2-6. Oliveira doing a nice job. But the Wildcats put one aboard, put one across, so they score a run on 1 hit, 1 walk, and no errors and no men left on. So the Wildcats now up 4-0 as they head to the top of the 4th inning against the Norwood Mustangs. And Scott Longo has been dominating today. Longo with the impressive performance, I think, here. 4 strikeouts, only 1 walk issued, no runs, and only 2 real base runners allowed. No one's reached past second. Brian Dearborn tried to probe second base with a steal, but he got caught stealing by Jack Finnegan on the 2-6 putout. All right, so McDougal caught stealing on that one, and that'll leave Reed Dexter to lead off the bottom half of the 4th here. But now we go to the top with Jack Cropper leading off, and he draws a ball 1. Cropper fouling it off for strike 1, 1-1 the count. Cropper with a deep drive to center field, and Liam McLaughlin there underneath it. Nicely done by Mr. McLaughlin to get that F8 for the first out. That'll bring up Quinn Burgess, the only runner to get a hit so far against, only batter to get a hit so far against Scott Longo. He had a single, did an infield hit really. But that was the deepest drive here of the game right now. That was Jack Cropper's fly out to center field, and that's a swing and a miss. Strike 2 on Mr. Burgess. Longo working efficiently. That off-speed pitch missed its mark. It's 1-2 the count. Longo still ahead in the count. Big swing and a miss for strike 3. That's strikeout number 5 for Scott Longo, who's throwing a shutout here in the 4th inning so far. That is his 1, 2, 3, 4, 4th retired in a row here. Once again, Giacomo Serratore, the designated hitter, draws a first ball, ball 1. Strike. The count is 1-1 here to the designated hitter, Serratore, and it looks like a low and away, making it 2-1. Serratore struck out swinging in his first at-bat in the first inning. And now he's looking at a 2-1 count, and that's really elevated in the zone for a 3-1 count now. As the Milton Wildcats lead it here 4-0 in the top of the 4th inning, 2 away here for the Norwood Mustangs. And that's going to be fouled off into the fans over here beyond the right field line in our perch here, our state-of-the-art facility that we're broadcasting from. We call it the Broadcast Center. Oh, ball 4, low and away. So that's only the 3rd base runner to reach against Longo. Longo allowing 2 walks now. So the last 2 to reach have been via walk. 2 outs here with 1 aboard, and Serratore, the designated hitter at first base, and the ball goes up, and Serratore takes off for second, and the ball sails past McDougal, but Owen McHugh, Johnny on the spot there, backing up his second baseman to prevent the runner from advancing any further than second base. That's the furthest the Norwood Mustangs have reached base or have ventured on the base paths. So Jack Dwyer there now, the count 1-0 to Dwyer. Dwyer, the left fielder here for Norwood. That'll be 2-0. So Longo now having to bear it down against Jack Dwyer. Man aboard in scoring position. Serratore, the designated hitter who reached on a walk, stolen base. And that'll be ball 3. This guy's right in my... Thanks. And that's a strike for Jack Dwyer. So Longo not giving in. Longo with fastball in. Dwyer was hit meekly to first base, grounded out, and swings and strike, and that'll be 3-2 now. Oh, check swing, and that's an out. He's called out. Beautiful pitch there for Scott Longo with his 6th strikeout of the game to get out of the inning to this frame already. And so the Wildcats on top 4-0 as they come to the bottom of the frame, leading 4-0. And they will send Reed Dexter, who was aboard when Sean McDougal got thrown out at second trying to steal. So he'll come to the plate. All right, we're back here to Cunningham Park Live here on Milton Access Television. Thanks to everyone here at MATV for their hard work televising these games. Cropper is struggled from the outset. And Reed Dexter drawing a ball here, ball 1. We had reports that Norwood's bullpen is starting to get a little active. Jason Fennell warming up in the pen for the Mustangs. So that could be a good sign for Milton if they can get Cropper out of the off the mound here. That's 2-0, the count to Reed Dexter. Low and away again. Off speed not finding its mark. And that's going to be a walk here for Reed Dexter, leadoff walk. Clearly, Cropper scuffling 4 walks already this game. And we're going to have a pinch runner here coming in for the Wildcats. It'll be Jeff Potter, number 21, who'll be running for Reed Dexter. So Jeff Potter now at first base. And the count 0-1 to Harrison Hinkle. Hinkle, the left fielder here. Well, that'll be low and away, and the count goes to 1-1. Harrison Hinkle, number 5 for the Wildcats, left fielder. Count is 1-1, and he shows bunt, and that will go as a strike. So 1-2 the count. Wildcats leading 4-0 here in the bottom of the 4th. 1 man aboard, and Cropper throws to the bag, and Jeff Potter scrambles to get back safely. Potter in as a pinch runner after Reed Dexter drew a leadoff walk here in the inning. And that's a sharply struck hit, and they're going to try to turn 2. Nope, they're not able to get it. And safe at first, Harrison Hinkle with the fielder's choice on that. but Jeff Potter gets rubbed out by the second baseman on the toss to second, 4-6 put out. So that'll be one out for the Wildcats, but the Wildcats one man aboard on Hinkle's fielder's choice. And that'll bring up Owen McHugh, a shortstop. Low and away. Oh, just missed. Just missed. Harrison Hinkle just missed getting tagged on that one. So McHugh, 1-0 on that one. Oliveira testing Harrison Hinkle. He's a fast guy. And he looked, and there he goes. And a hit and run, and that's going to be for extra bases. That's got to be for extra bases. Nope. Harrison Hinkle pulls up, and Owen McHugh stings it for a single to left, and two men now aboard. Hinkle at second base after McHugh stings it for a single to left, and that'll bring up Jimmy Fallon, who is 1 for 2 here today. He sparked the first inning outburst with that big triple to center field, deep drive off of Jack Cropper. 0-1 the count though. 1-1. Ball gets away, and Hinkle will casually glide into third base. So Hinkle goes to third on that. We'll call it a pass ball again. McHugh stays at first. We have men on the corners now for the Wildcats. One away. Wildcats lead 4-0 here in the bottom of the fourth inning of the Division II playoff. McHugh going on another hit and run. And that'll be a put out at first, 5-3, but that will be an RBI for Jimmy Fallon on the fielder's choice. Harrison Hinkle scoring on that one, the 5-3 put out. So the lead grows here, 5-0, and McHugh safely in at second base now, bringing up Scott Longo, the pitcher. So nice RBI for Jimmy Fallon. Scott Longo standing in now against Cropper. Cropper throws to second after Owen McHugh draws a big lead. McHugh easily back. So Harrison Hinkle scoring in this inning to make it 5-0. Now 2 away. One and one to Scott Longo. And a pass ball, and McHugh will go to third. I don't know, we'll call that a wild pitch. It can't be all on the catcher, right? So, wild pitch there. McHugh now in scoring position. Two and one to count. 3-1 now. Longo looking to add to his cause after he had a bloop single that stretched to a double for an RBI. His first at bat, and he will draw a walk. And that'll be the 5th walk issued this game by Jack Cropper. So 1 for 2. Longo remains after drawing that walk, and that brings up Jack Finnegan, the catcher. Finney reached on a single to third base, and whoa, Oliveira testing McHugh at third. And Longo goes into second easily on the stolen base on the throw to third. So Cropper looking in at Jack Finnegan. Finnegan with a stung hit to short, and Finney outruns it. They're not going to catch him on that one. They didn't catch him on the football field. They won't catch him here either. Jack Finnegan sharply struck single to short, and that'll be an RBI for him. He scores his teammate, classmate, Owen McHugh. McHugh with the run. Finney with a hit. Finney with now 2 hits. 2 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored so far. Scott Longo, 1 for 2 with a run scored and an RBI. Jimmy Fallon, 1 for 3 with a run scored, a hit, and an RBI. Owen McHugh, 1 hit with a run scored. 1 for 3 for him. And that brings up K.J. Beckett. Beckett in easy. Oh, no, that's Finney in easy the second. And the ball gets away. So another run scores. Scott Longo easily scores from third on that. That's a pass ball, it looks like, on that. A stolen base for Finney. And then he goes to third on the pass ball. So the lead grows now with 3 runs in this inning. 7-0 for the Wildcats. So Longo with 2 runs scored. Finnegan now standing at third base. And K.J. Beckett, 0-1 count. Cropper very struggling right now to get his breaking stuff across. 1-1 the count. Beckett hit a fielder's choice in his first at-bat. Comes to the plate here the second time in the game, or third time after grounding out to short in the third inning. So now the count is 2-1. KJ ahead in the count. Big swing and a miss there. 2-2. Making it 2-2. KJ 0 for 2 right now. And that'll be a call, third strike to end the inning for the Wildcats, but not before they did some damage here, getting 3 more runs here in the fourth. On 1, 2 hits, a pass ball, a walk, 2 walks. On 2 hits and 1 error with 1 man left on. Jack Finnegan at third base. So, unbelievable. Wildcats cruising, in cruise control now. Well, the guys in cruise control is no doubt Scott Longo. I mean, he's helping his cause. He scored 2 runs, and he's been dominant. He's been the dominant one here with 6 strikeouts, only 2 walks, only 3 men allowed on base. You know, and so much was made of Norwood's pitcher. I mean, you know, major league prospect with, you know, high velocity, 97 fastball, it touched 97. So, and there was some concern that no one would get a hit. And, you know, I think Owen McHugh dispelled that notion right off the bat when he grounded out to the short with the sharply struck single. And then, of course, Jimmy Fallon right off the bat comes up and gets a big triple deep drive to center, and that opened the floodgates for the Wildcats here. So it looks like the Mustangs will send Zach Badger to the plate. He'll lead off here in this inning. Angel Oliveira, the catcher, will be on deck with Sean Steves, the shortstop, in the hole. All righty. Longo getting ready to go to work here against Jack Dwyer, the left fielder. Actually, check that. Zach Badger, the second baseman. 1-0. That's fouled off for strike one. The count now 1-1 to Zach Badger. Longo in the dirt there on the breaking stuff. Badger fouling it away. 1-2 is the count. Milton Wildcats extending their lead now, 7-0 with a big three-run outburst here at the bottom of the fourth inning. And that's tagged there, and KJ Beckett handles it. Kind of a mild hit, infield hit to first baseman. The second time, KJ Beckett, 3 unassisted here. So that's one away here in the fifth inning. And so now the Mustangs down to their last 8 outs. Angel Oliveira, the catcher, popped up to second in his previous at-bat. And that'll be 1-1 the count to him. Longo working efficiently. Big swing miss for a strikeout. Longo, 7 strikeouts, only 2 walks here. 1 hitter. He's got a 1 hitter going. Beautiful performance here by. And that'll be a fouled off pitch there. This will be Sean Steves, the shortstop. 0-1 pitch. Strike 2. Longo pounding the zone on that one. Left-hander. A little elevated it, so that'll be 1-2 the count. Longo looking for his 8th strikeout of the game. And he jams the hitter, and that ball is going to fall, nope, right into Harrison Hinkle's glove. So Hinkle making the nice put out on that fly ball out. And 1-2-3 inning for the Wildcats. Another shutout inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, no men left on base. Great shutout performance right now going by Mr. Longo. Will it be a complete gamer? You know, we shall see. Coming to the bottom of the 5th inning here, the Wildcats lead 7-0. They will send Max Dunn to lead off the inning. Sean McDougall will be on deck, and then Reed Dexter, your left fielder, will be in the hole. So Scott Longo, as I mentioned, impressive performance, a one-hitter. He's got a one-hitter going through 5 with 7 strikeouts, only 2 base on balls, and 1 hit. And that was by Quinn Burgess, who hit an infield hit and had Sean McDougal not having to make an off-balance throw to the bag. Could have had a no-hitter going today. Unbelievable performance. So, but you know, it was interesting talking to Coach Brendan Morrissey at the beginning of the game, how he reflected the fact that, you know, or expressed the fact that his team was not intimidated by Cropper. His team was ready to take on the challenge, you know, and they said, hey, bring it, you know, let's see what you got. And that's precisely what they've done. They've challenged him. And big first inning. They erupted for 3 runs in the first inning. And then Cropper settled in, got a 1-2-3 inning. And then, of course, the Wildcats added on in the third. Sean McDougal with a RBI single to center that scored Taryn Bly from third baseman, the pinch runner Taryn Bly. And then, of course, the Wildcats erupting for 3 more runs in the fourth. And now they're looking to add on here in the bottom of the 5th with Max Dunn at the plate, the designated hitter, number 20. All right, we have a new pitcher here and that'll be number 10, Owen Descharnes, number 10. And that'll be a foul by Max Dunn, so that'll make it 2-1 here against the new pitcher, Owen Descharnes. I know I'm butchering his last name. Descharnes? Yeah. We'll just call him Owen here, number 10. That's a foul tip again, and it's going to be put out by number 4. Second baseman, Zach Badger, makes the put out on the pop fly. Shallow right, and that'll bring up Sean McDougal. So the line on Cropper, 4 innings, 6 hits, 7 runs. He gave up 5 walks, only 2 strikeouts in the game. Descharnes, I think he pitched in the last game against their win against West Springfield, 2-0. And McDougal here now. McDougal stings it back to a comebacker to the mound, and Descharnes with the put out 1-3 on McDougal. So that'll bring up Reed Dexter with 2 away here in the bottom of the 5th. Norwood will be down to their last 6 outs when they come up here in the top of the 6th. All right, Reed Dexter, number 3, the right fielder, stepping in, 2 away. Takes a big swing and a miss. Descharnes, the left-hander here for the Norwood Mustangs, deucing a swing and a miss to make it 0-1. Another swing, a foul tip. That is 0-2 the count. Descharnes did believe started the game against West Springfield and drew the win on that one. Little dribbler, and DeSarnas making the put out 1-3. Reed Dexter grounding out 3-1, I should say. And that'll end the inning 1-2-3. So no runs, no hits, and no errors, and no men left on base for the Wildcats as they come. Now we head to the top of the 6th. All right, we're back here for the top of the 6th, and that's foul tip. Brian Dearborn, center fielder, foul tip. Longo coming in, and that's going to look like, oh, diving grab by Reed Dexter. Unbelievable. What a great athletic play by that young man to make the first put out of the inning with that diving grab. F9, but oh my goodness, that looked like it was going to die, but Reed Dexter got on his horse and made that put out with a great diving grab. Hats off to that man. So now the Wildcats, one away here. They are now 5 outs away from advancing to the quarterfinals here of the Division II playoffs. And that's a swing and a foul tip. That'll be 0-2 the count to the leadoff hitter, Sean Dittmeyer, who is 0 for 2 so far against Scott Longo. And nope, low pitch, so that's 1-2 the count. Quinn Burgess, the only man to reach against Scott Longo here. Longo working fairly efficiently, hasn't struggled. A lot of 1, 2, 3 innings for him. Oh, nice pitch. That's a strikeout. Oh, beautiful. Breaking pitch there for Scott Longo that catches Dittmeyer looking, and he'll go down to that pitch. And now he's 0-3 against Longo, and that'll bring up Jack, well, not Jack Cropper, that'll bring up number 11, pinch hitter for the Cropper out of the game now. Oh, and 2. 1-2. 1-2. Ooh, close. 8 strikeouts on the game for Scott Longo. Only 2 walks, 1 hit so far. Brilliant performance by the young man. That's a strike. Called, 3rd strike there. Nicely done. 9 strikeouts for Mr. Longo. Wildcats now will come to the plate with a 7-0 lead here. And it's okay to look ahead now, I think, because if the Wildcats win this game, they will advance to the quarterfinals, and where they will meet the winner of the round of 16 matchup here between Plymouth North, the 9th seed, and number 8 seed Holliston. And that'll be here at Milton, time and date to be determined. But well done there by the Wildcats. Facing down a formidable opponent, a formidable pitcher in Jack Cropper, who's a major league prospect. A guy that has a lot of people excited about his future, but unable to get it done today against the Milton Wildcats, who jumped on him early and late. And now a new pitcher here for the Conrad Schletzbaum. Conrad Schletzbaum, who will be taking over here in the 6th inning. Schletzbaum, a right-hander. Now he'll be taking over for Owen DeSarnez, the left-hander, who had 1 inning pitched and zeros across the board now. A little chilly here at Cunningham Park. Please throw another log on the fire here on the broadcast center. Unbelievable. All right. Harrison Hinkle standing in now. He's the batter. Hinkle, his last time up, reached on a fielder's choice that wound up scoring a run. And, sharply struck to the first baseman. And that's DeSarnez, the first baseman. So Hinkle goes down 3 unassisted. That'll be 1 away for the Wildcats. And up next will be Owen McHugh, number 12, the shortstop. Owen McHugh 1 for 3 with a run scored back in the 4th inning. Reached on a single to left. Oh, Owen McHugh, deep drive to right field, and the right fielder, Ryan Kelly, settles underneath it for the out. So McHugh 1 for 4 now. 2 away here. Jimmy Fallon, 1 for 3 with a run scored, 1 RBI. And that'll be ball 1. Strike 1 for Scott Longo. Oh, no, not Longo. Schletzbaum, I should say. Strike 1. That is 1-1 the count. Low and away. 2-1, right? 2-1? 1-2. Where am I? 1-2 for Schletzbaum. Okay. And that's going to drop for a single there. Nicely done by Jimmy Fallon. That'll be 2 hits for him on the day. With a leadoff, with a triple in the 1st inning, and now he reaches Jimmy Fallon 2 for 4 with a run scored and 1 RBI. And that'll bring up Scott Longo the pitcher. Fallon goes in, standing up, turns the corner. He's going to take third. Fallon standing up at third base. So stolen base and then pass ball to third on that one. Wildcats aggressive on the base paths here. Not letting up 1 inch. 2 away with a man in scoring position here. Low and away pitch to Longo. It makes it 2-0. Schletzbaum, right-hander, looks to have some good velocity. Elevates the zone there, and it's 3-0. And that'll be a walk for Scott Longo. So now we have men on the corners. Longo 2 for 3 here. Actually 1 for 3, 1 for 2 with 2 walks and 1 hit and 4 at-bats. And that's a walk for Schletzbaum. So 2 men on the corners for the Wildcats here with 2 away in the bottom of the 6th. Jeff Potter once again on board to pinch run for Longo. Well, that ball looks like it may fall. Oh! Out of the left fielder. Left fielder tried to corral it. Here comes Jeff Potter, and he'll score Sline. He'll be safe at home. Jack Finnegan with a big knock there. That's RBI, a double for Jack Finnegan. Two runs scored there for the Wildcats. 2 RBI knock there for Jack Finnegan. Makes it 9-0. That's low. KJ Beckett, the batter, be 1-0. So Scott Longo actually be credited with 2 runs scored, but that was Jeff Potter, the pinch runner, who scored. Jimmy Fallon with 2 runs scored. Jack Finnegan with the run scored and 3 RBIs. Jack Finnegan getting it done here. Jack Finnegan 3 for 4 with 3 RBIs in this game. KJ Beckett now looking at a 2-1 count. And we're going to have a pinch runner here for, That'll be Jack Sullivan, number 7, coming in for Jack Finnegan, who will get ready to put the kit up on. You know, he's got to get this gear on. So Jack Sullivan in for Finney. And that's a swing and a miss, and that'll be a strikeout put out there by KJ Beckett. And now the Norwood Mustangs down to their last 3 outs here as the Wildcats extend their lead by 2 more runs. 9-0 here, the Wildcats in complete control, as is Mr. Longo, complete and utter control of a 1-hit shutout here. And it looks like he will be done for the day as Coach Brendan Morrissey summons some help from Ryan Kelly, number 1, to take over for Scott Longo. So Ryan Kelly will be your man on the mound for the Wildcats. He'll be tasked with closing out a brilliant one-hitter by Scott Longo. 8 strikeouts, 2 walks. Unbelievable. Only one batter reached second base, and that was Giacomo Serratore, the designated hitter, who drew a walk and then stole second. So hats off to Scott Longo, who outdueled Jack Cropper, who was the more highly rated pitcher here, but not to be outdone. Scott Longo really held his own and did a great job for the Wildcats, you know, and he certainly benefited from some explosive offense here by the Wildcats, who tacked on 2 runs here in the 6th with hits by Jimmy Fallon and a big 2 RBI knock to left by Jack Finnegan. So that's two runs on 2 hits and 1 error, and they left 1 on board. All righty. So as I mentioned, the winner of this game, which certainly looks to be the Milton Wildcats here as they lead 9-0. And the top of the 7th will go on to face either the 9th-seeded Plymouth North Panthers or the 8th-seeded Holliston. I think they're Panthers too, aren't they? Holliston Panthers? We're going to have to check that. Though the Clocker? Oh, that's Ashland. Yeah. All righty. Okay. Quinn Burgess, the man who has the only hit in this game for Norwood, in at the plate now. Big left-hander. 1-0. Ryan Kelly, the pitcher for the Wildcats. And that'll be strike 1. 1-1 the count. Strike 2. Ryan Kelly pounding the zone. Right-hander. Fouled off. 1-2 the count will remain.
Oh, does it really? So they actually still played it. Yeah.
Wildcats. Great winning culture here, as Coach Brendan Morrissey mentioned. They've established that here, having won a state championship a year ago, led by some fantastic players. Charlie Walker, who's now a Northeastern commit. You know, Jack Cropper will be joining him there next year. He's a Northeastern commit. But the Wildcats here, again, building upon what they did last year, and now looking to advance here to the next round of their title defense here in the Division II playoffs. Count 2-2, Ryan Kelly on Quinn Burgess. And Quinn Burgess drawing a walk. So Ryan Kelly issuing a leadoff walk to Quinn Burgess, who will reach for the 2nd time in this game. And Giacomo Serratore, who is 1 for 1, or 0 for 1, I should say, having struck out in the 1st inning and then drawn a walk in the 4th. Now he comes up here in the 7th inning with the Norwood Mustangs down to their last 3 outs, trailing 9-0 against the top-seeded Milton Wildcats, defending state champions here in Division II. Nice off-speed pitch there to Serratore, the designated hitter. 0-1. Another swing, a foul tip. That'll be 0-2 to Saratoga, the designated hitter. One and two to Giacomo Serratore, the designated hitter. There's a nice Irish name for you, right? Oh, I love it. Here we go. Oh, Jack Finnegan testing Burgess there at first base. 2-2 the count. Ryan Kelly, he checks the first baseman. Checks the runner at first. Burgess taking a healthy lead off. Sartori draws another ball, and Burgess back to the bag. So now the count is 3-2. And that'll be another leadoff, another walk by Ryan Kelly. 2 men aboard now. Jack Finnegan going out to the mound to have a little conversation with Ryan Kelly, probably just to, cheer him up a little bit, get him to give him a little pep talk, a little fist bump and say, hey, let's go, man. Come on, show me your stuff. Jack Dwyer now at the plate for Norwood, the left fielder, with 2 men aboard. Quinn Burgess at second, and Giacomo Serratore, the designated hitter at first base. Oh, a little outside that had Dwyer almost bailing out there. That's 1-0 the count. So Ryan Kelly draws and finds the strike zone with a strike. Way to bear down on that one. So Jack Dwyer now 1-1 the count. Big swing and a miss there. Elevated fastball up in the zone, but induced a swing and a miss by Jack Dwyer. Foul tip, 1-2. And a swing and a miss. Way to go. That's Ryan Kelly with the big strikeout there after issuing 2 walks back-to-back to lead off the 7th inning. Now, the Mustangs down to their last 2 outs. Zach Badger, the second baseman now at the plate for Norwood. Check that. There's a pinch. Don Ciampa is the new hitter. Number 6, Dom Ciampa. Another great Irish name. So Ciampa coming in here in the 7th as a pinch hitter. He takes the ball. And now the count is 3-0. Ryan Kelly now scuffling again. Behind in the count. Trying not to give in, and he issues another walk. So that's 3 for him in this inning to load the bases. Well, that'll induce a mound visit here from Milton's pitching coach and Jack Finnegan, the catcher. So now the bases will be loaded here for Angel Oliveira, the catcher, and it's not going to be him. There's another pinch hitter coming to the Let's be number 25 here. Jerry Frey is going to be the pinch hitter for Angel Oliveira. So Jerry Frey stepping in here in the 7th inning as well. And he fouls that one off. That's 0-2 to Jerry Frey. So Ryan Kelly with 3 walks issued here and 1 strikeout. And there's a hit, and it looks like 1 run will score. And that'll be bases loaded. Bases will remain loaded here as Jerry Frey with a single, RBI single to center. And Quinn Burgess scores on that hit. So that's the first run allowed. That'll be a single that gets by KJ Beckett. And another run will score. Bases still loaded. So Serratore will score from third on that one. That was Sean Steves with the single, RBI single. So 2 runs now come across. 1 out with bases loaded again here for Brian Robers Dearborn. And we're going to have a new pitcher coming in for the Wildcats. Coach Morrissey deciding to pull the plug here on Ryan Kelly. So Ryan Kelly with 2 runs allowed here. 3 walks and 2 hits in 1/3 of an inning. And this will be Ben Catadole, the left-hander. Ben had a great closer. So Ben coming in a very high leverage situation here. Not of his own doing, but Ben has shown the mental toughness and temerity to get the Wildcats out of this. He did that against the North Quincy Raiders with a tremendous strikeout to end the game and to seal a 4-2 win. Great performance, 90 pitches by Owen McHugh, who went 6 strong innings. So now Ben having come in here, is warming up. He's getting a little bit hot, trying to get hot as quickly as he can to help the Wildcats kind of douse the fire here that this late game conflagration by the Norwood Mustangs. All right, Ben Catadole, the senior, left-hander. So he'll come in, number 18. All right, 1 away here with bases loaded. All right, stepping in was Brian Dearborn, center fielder. 1 strike, and that's going to be a single to right. And that'll be cut off by KJ Beckett. 1 run scores. Another RBI. Dearborn with the RBI. Another run scores. That makes it 9-3. Wildcats. Catadole still working, bases loaded against the leadoff hitter. And that's going to be a pop fly to Owen McHugh. Ooh. It seemed to get away from him there. Bases are still loaded now. Cropper coming up to bat as a pinch hitter again, as he stayed in the game. Strike. Ben Catadole with a big strike for 0-1. Bases loaded still for Cropper. Jerry Frey at third base for Norwood. Sean Steves, the shortstop, standing at second. And Brian Dearborn, the center fielder, at first base. Ben Catadle trying to minimize the damage here. Gets a big swing and a foul tip by Cropper. Count 1-2.
Let's get together anyway, one of these. Let's, you know, for probably an hour away.
Oh, just missed. Just missed. Ben with the nice.
Yeah, it's actually down there yesterday.
Cropper right-handed power. Ben Catadle, crafty. Oh, gets a foul tip. That's going to fly out and out of play. So
Break in.
count will remain 2-2.
Better late than never. We were just going to
Ben Catadle starting here, trying to get the Wildcats out of this one and close out a 9-3 win here. That's another strikeout for Ben Catadle. Unbelievable. Looks like a repeat performance of the last game where he got a dramatic strikeout for the Wildcats, closing out a 9-3 victory here for Milton. The top-seeded Wildcats advancing now as the top seed to the next round, the quarterfinals of the Division II playoffs. Ben Catadle, unbelievable, beautiful strikeout to lock it down here as the Wildcats gave up 3 late. And I didn't think they want to ruin a beautiful pitching performance by Scott Longo, who went 6 innings, allowing 1 hit, 2 walks. He had 8 strikeouts. Unbelievable. At the plate, Jack Finnegan, 3 for 4 with 3 RBI and a run scored and a big double in the 6th inning that plated 2 for the Wildcats that really put the game out of reach, 9-0 at that point. But the Wildcats now 19-3 on the season. The Wildcats, the top seed, 19-3 on the season and rolling. And they thought that this was going to be a really tough matchup against Jack Cropper, an MLB prospect with, major league type velocity. 97 they had clocked him at, but today they just jumped on him early and got him out of the game after he gave up almost 9 runs there. Actually, he gave up 7, so 6, I should say. At any rate, what a great performance here all around by the Wildcats. Hats up, Ben Catadle with another great dramatic strikeout to pin it down. And hats off to Coach Brendan Morrissey as he has his team on to the next round here of the Division II playoffs. So it'll be the Milton Wildcats, the top seeds, with a 9-3 victory over the number 17 seed Norwood Mustangs. And as I mentioned, the next round will involve the Milton Wildcats playing either the 8th-seeded Plymouth North team or the 9th seed Holliston. So that'll do it from here from Cunningham Park, the friendly confines. Thanks to everyone here from Milton Access watching live. We thank you very much. We'll see you next time. Take care.